I love a nicely seared steak, some tender, juicy smoked brisket, a moist, supple beef tartare. So what in the world could possibly be better than beef? Well folks, today we're going to be cooking up some elk ribs from Broken Arrow Ranch. Elk has a bold and gamey flavor that might just rival your favorite beef dish. Hi, I'm Greg Mason from The Symbiotic Chef. I help home chefs elevate their cooking game and culinary expertise. I'm super excited about today's dish, and these ribs are going to take some time to cook, so let's jump right in.
You might be asking yourself, what is an elk exactly? An elk is in the deer family. In fact, it's one of the largest members of the deer family. The males can get over 700 pounds. The flavor is in between grass-fed beef and venison, and has some earthy, iron-like undertones. Like most ribs, we will have to cook these buddies for a while to get them tender. Thank God for the Instapot. These would be great in the smoker, but I don't have one yet. So I will grill, then pressure cook, then bake. I have my grill preheated to 500 degrees. First, let's remove the membrane off the back of the ribs. This can remain tough and chewy even after the ribs are finished cooking. To do this, I like to use an oyster shucker or the handle of a spoon. Just get your implement underneath the membrane along one of the bones and pull forward. Once it's released, grab a hold of it and yank it until it's completely removed. Now let's season the ribs with some salt, pepper, and garlic. And mark them on the grill until we have some nice grill marks. I'm going to go ahead and get my Instapot ready with some chicken stock, bay leaves, and cinnamon stick. I'll turn it on saute to get it preheated. Now they're ready for the Instapot. Let's turn it off and then on pressure cook for 1 hour. Now let's preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to cut the squash in half and remove the seeds. Then place it cut side down on a sheet tray lined with parchment and steam it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes. Now for our Blackberry BBQ. Let's begin with slicing some campari tomatoes in half and placing them in a medium pot. Now add your blackberries, some apple cider vinegar, some pomegranate molasses, tamarind puree, and a star anise pod. Let's cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes over medium heat until it starts to thicken. Okay, now that it's thickened, remove the star anise pod, add your mustard, and honey. Puree it in a blender until it's nice and smooth. Then, remove the seeds by passing it through a sieve. I'm going to put some of the sauce in a squeeze bottle for plating and leave some separate for brushing. I'm going to spread the diced pancetta out on a sheet tray and bake it in the oven at 400 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes until it's crispy. Next, let's peel in small dice our carrots. Then pick and chop some fresh sage. First, get your pan hot and add in some of the pancetta grease. And then your diced carrots. And season with salt and pepper. Then add your chicken stock to deglaze. Then your rendered pancetta. Once the carrots are tender, add your sage, peas, and mount in a little butter to glaze. Make sure there is enough liquid in the pan for the butter to bind to. If not, add a little more chicken stock. Remove it from the heat once it's nice and glazed. Let's check our acorn squash. I can tell it's tender by pressing on the top and seeing if it's soft. Let's let it steam out for a few minutes until it's cool enough to handle. Then, we'll scoop it into a bowl, add some butter, salt, and nutmeg, and hit it with a potato masher for a nice rustic feel. The Instapot is finished and vented. Let's check these puppies out. Knife goes in easily, nice and tender, but not falling apart. We don't want them falling off the bone. I'll reserve the juices for other uses. Now preheat your oven to 450. Using a brush, glaze the ribs with the finished Blackberry BBQ sauce and pop them in the oven to bake for about 10 minutes. If you cooked the ribs the day before, you could marinate them in the sauce overnight and then heat them up on the grill for a nice char. I think this sauce is really going to shine through on a dark gray plate. Let's do a flat smear of the acorn squash puree with an offset spat. Then, a line of the pea mixture, some curved dots of the sauce off to the side, followed by a section of the ribs and a little sage leaf.
Some beautiful flavors there. Not too gamey. Nice fruitiness from the Blackberry BBQ sauce. Creaminess from the acorn squash. Really comes together, complements all the flavors. This is a winner. Just might be better than beef. Well, that's it for today, folks. If you want to see me cook some actual beef, check out this video here where I cook a bright and vibrant ribeye steak dish with summertime vibes. Thanks for watching. Keep it symbiotic.